Learning the parts of the face is really important and how to properly understand the bone structure and how to read it. So I refer to this process as bone structure and facial mapping, because what you're going to be doing is with very clean hands always. So either hand sanitizer or making sure that you wash them. You'll learn how to physically map out where exactly all of the high points and the low points are so that you're not guessing as far as application is concerned. So this will be most helpful during cheek application and eye application, because a lot of people, sometimes their brow bone will be much higher than it appears or much lower. So you have to actually map it out. So first we'll go over the proper wording for each part of the face. So the high points are the parts of the face that if you fell over the handlebars of your bike and head first didn't catch yourself, which parts of the face would have the most injury. So these are going to be the center of the forehead, the high nose bridge right here on the upper cheekbone area, the brow bone or the natural brow arch, right in here in the bow of the lip, across the center of the chin. You'd probably have injury to right here above the actual jawline, on the top of the jawline, and those would be our high points. Additional high points or highlight points are going to be right in here, the tear duct area, and this full rounded out area that is the eye socket. So that's referred to as the orbital bone. And the orbital bone is completely round. So when you think of orbit, you think of round, and it's going to be that tear duct, brow bone, and cheekbone. Once you map out where the high points of the face are, it's easy to find the low points, so the highlight areas will always be the high points, and the low points are going to be their drop shadow. So for example, when you have a peak, you always have a valley that has a shadow to it, so it's the exact same principle with makeup. Our high point is the cheekbone, so our valley or low point is going to be directly under the cheekbone in the cheek hollow. So the hollow is when someone sucks into fishy face, that area that dips directly under, okay, you can release, directly under the cheekbone. And if you feel it on yourself or on your model or your client, whoever you're working with, you can feel where their jawline kind of starts right in here, but right above it is where that curves under to a little knob, and that is the correct cheek hollow. I see a lot of people apply contour or shadow too high, but especially too low. And when you apply contour too low, what happens is it draws the entire face down, because highlight and contour in the bone structure is just an optical illusion. Highlights bring a feature forward, and a contour or a shadow will let it recede back and maybe kind of take the emphasis off of a particular feature. Additional contour or shadow points that fall off of a high point are going to be the temple area, which is the side of that high point, which is the middle of the forehead. So right here on those temples. The hollow, like we talked about, and again, feeling for where it curves under into that bone is key for application of contour. The crease line inside the eye socket is another contour or shadow area. And then if she looks up, right underneath the lower lash line is also an area of the face where a natural shadow falls. The side of the high nose bridge, so from the nostrils in here and then up through this inner tear duct above the actual tear duct itself, but the shadow line that goes into the crease. That's going to be a shadow or a contour. Another one will be the jawline. So the jawline itself, the actual bone, and then below the bone, the drop shadow of the bone. Also directly off the chin, so like we talked about, a high point is that center of the chin, so directly below it is going to be a common contour or a common shadow where makeup artists will shape, for a different structure. That's very common. So those are our high points and low points.